Gonna build a mountain from a little hill. Gonna build a mountain, I hope I will. Gonna build a mountain, gonna build it high. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, I only know I'm gonna try.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Planet Zoo Creations. Today we're going to be doing the Père David's deer habitat build. So first of all we're going to go through the general information of this animal, then we're going to go on to the build, and at the end of the video there will be a montage for you guys to enjoy. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. It's a very special animal if you ask me. Not much is known about it also, I think, personally. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the Père David's deer, or the Elaphurus davidianus, is extinct in the wild. Population in the wild is 10,000, reintroduced semi-wild in national parks and reserves, which I think was in China, if I'm correct. Père David's deer, or letter name also known as the milu, is a deer that lives in the river valleys and temperate grassland areas of northeastern China. It has a red-tan colored coat in the summer and a thick gray coat in the winter. Males are larger than females and have large branched antlers with backwards facing spines. They vary in height from 95 centimeters to 1.2 meters tall at the shoulder and 1.8 meters to 2.16 meters long. Males weigh between 160 kilograms to 214 kilograms. Females weigh between 145 to 180 kilograms. The conservation history of Père David's deer is an interesting one. They are currently considered extinct in the wild. The deer was thought to have gone extinct due to overhunting around 800 to 1200 years ago, with only a small captive population surviving in the Chinese Emperor's Imperial Hunting Park. French missionary Armand David, Père David's meaning Father David, successfully acquired and sent deer to Europe in the 1900s. The captive Chinese population was wiped out by a flood and then German occupants. However, the previously secured specimens had been bred and preserved in Europe. The Duke of Bedford formed a breeding herd at his home in England from the remaining deer he acquired from European zoos. All of Père David's deer alive today are traced back to these three individuals, and the captive population is strong with many animals in zoos around the world. Beginning in 1985, reintroduction efforts were made using captive bred deer. Groups of between 20 to 40 individuals were reintroduced into northeastern China. These are now close to 10,000 Père David's deer in the world. 7,400 living in nature reserves and 2,800 wild individuals. Despite this, the species is still heavily managed. Even the wild deer have their history in captive or managed herds, so their behavior and breeding habits are likely to not be what they originally were. Alright, so the Père David's deer is actually extinct, but they came back, and that's why it's such an insane animal, if you ask me. I really think this is a very special animal. I really like it. So let's get into it. I can't wait. This is gonna be special. Okay, so continents: Asia, regions: China, reintroduced, biomes: aquatic and temperate. Minimum habitat requirements for one adult is 360 square meters. They do not need climbing requirement, however they do need water requirements. They need 40 square meters of water. They do not need deep water requirement, and they need a temperature requirement of a minimum of -4 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 31 degrees Celsius. They need a grade 2 fence that is higher than 1.25 meters. Species data. Social needs. Père David's deer live in small groups of 10 to 20 individuals, made up of 5 to 10 interrelated females, their offspring, and a dominant male. Subordinate males live solitary on the periphery of these groups. Reproduction. The breeding season for Père David's deer is between July and August. In this time, the female deer enter oestrus cycles of 20 days, with a receptive period in each cycle of 1 to 3 days. And males compete for female harems. They chase each other, make intimidating roars, and may clash horns. The winner gains access to the female group and will guard the herd from other males. While defending a harem, males will not eat and therefore rapidly lose weight. Hence, they will likely be ousted by a rival male who is less weak after some time. During his time with a harem, the male will mate with all receptive females in the group. Gestation lasts from 9.3 months, after which a female gives birth to a single fawn. Although twin births do occur occasionally, the fawn starts eating grasses at 1 month old and is fully weaned by 1 to 11 months old, by which point the mother is likely to be close to giving birth again. Female deer reach sexual maturity at 14 months old and remain with their natal herd. Natal herds may split if they become too large. Male deer leave their mother's group after weaning and reach sexual maturity at 14 months old. However, they do not reach full growth until 27 months old and are unlikely to be large or dominant enough to defend a harem and mate until they are at least 3 to 7 years old. Group size excluding juveniles, 3 up to 9. So a minimum of 3, a maximum of 9, up to 1 male, up to 8 females. So what I'm gonna be doing is, let's pick 5. I think 5 should be decent enough. 5 or 6, something like that. You know what? Let's pick 6. 6 should be decent. 6 should be okay, because 5, I mean, so yeah, 1 male, 5 females. Male bachelor group size excluding juveniles 3 up to 9. Female bachelor group size excluding juveniles 3 up to 9. Dominance, male dominance based on age and antler size. Mating system polygynous. Maturation rules matrilineal. Mature males related to alpha become outsiders. Relation with humans neutral. Guest interaction, guests flee from Père David's deer. Averages in size. So the average in size for a male Père David's deer is 1.2 meters tall at shoulder. For a female Père David's deer, it is 1.05 meters tall at shoulder. Life expectancy for both a male and female Père David's deer is 20 years old. However, the weight is different. For a male, the average of a male Père David's deer is 187 kilograms, and the average weight for a female Père David's deer is 162 kilograms. And if you want to rate the life cycle, go ahead. Research status. Fun fact 1. During the breeding season, male Père David's deer will practice antler adorning, where they decorate their antlers with plants to signal dominance. Fun fact 2. The Chinese name for Père David's deer is I do not know how to pronounce Chinese, guys. Xiang, which means none of the 4, because it is said that it has a donkey's tail, a camel's neck, a cow's hoofs, and a deer's antlers. Fun fact 4. Père David's deer was extinct from the wild for 800 years before captive bred individuals were used to establish a reintroduced population in their former range. Fun fact 4. Père David's deer males shed their antlers every year in December to January and regrow them in May for the breeding season. Fun fact 5. Père David's deer are semi-aquatic and spend a lot of their time wallowing and feeding in rivers. And then interspecies enrichment, you can interspecies or you can enrich a Père David's deer in a habitat with a takin, which is an extremely nice animal as well, which I really would like to see. I have seen both these takin and Père David's deer in real life, so pretty cool. Now, as we're gonna be picking 6, we need 560 square meters and of land and 90 square meters of water. Okay. 560, that is not too big, but okay. Glass should be good enough. Okay, so they do need a little bit of something, so I was maybe thinking to create like a riverside, maybe. It does look pretty deep, doesn't it? I really want it to be shallow water so that they can like walk in it. That should be decent. Should be good enough. I don't know if it's gonna be 90 square meters, but we'll see. It is a big part of the habitat, to be honest. Alright. Now, I do want to change the water, so dirty water, Everglade, Amazon, tropical, crystal. Maybe crystal. Yeah, I would say that's pretty decent looking. Right, however, now we do need a barrier. Oh. There we go. Alright, let's get the Père David's deer in here. So... Père... Oh. Père... Oh, that's also not working. Let's just pick them by hand then. Only. And then we need 5 females. So we should have 6 animals now, which we do. We got Jiaying, Lian, Maifeng, Hongli, Huidai, and Genji. Let's wait for their arrival. As they have arrived right now, or are still arriving, I should say. Let's see if some of them are infected. Yeah, so that's 4. We still need 2. And there they are. Alright. Terrain is good enough. However, the water is not good enough. Okay. Quickly pause it. Okay, so that means that we gotta do something about it. So I mean, they're floating a little bit right now, but should be okay. Let's make it calculate. Just enough water now, okay. However, right now, I do need to see if they cannot escape. They cannot escape, they have enough land coverage. Just about. It's just big enough, but it's probably gonna be a little bit short once we place the trees in. How much coverage do they like? A bit, actually. Oh, yeah. We'll see, we'll see. I kind of overestimated their likeness to water in this small enclosure, so let's see. As they're from Asia, I'm not gonna pick African, I'm not gonna pick Arctic, I'm not gonna pick Australian. I would like an East Asian, maybe? East Asian would work out. South American, no. We could have that, but the problem is, these are pretty big, as you can see. They are pretty big. Which we might actually need, though. I don't know. See, and then the terrain is a little bit too much less now. I mean, yeah, it is a little bit too short. Alright, okay, let's extend it then. We have to. I want them to be fully happy. And we're gonna have to do this. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. Shelter, hard shelter is 48%. Okay. Okay, I guess. %48 hard shelter, which I do not really understand, but okay. I'm not gonna place another one, so it be then like that. They can have some hard shelter, or like shelter from plants and stuff. We're not gonna care too much. Alright, anyways, it's pretty shallow, and then it goes a little bit deeper, so if they want to swim, this is it. Okay, now the terrain is actually pretty good for them. Well, I say no to that. It's gotta be better. Definitely want some of that. Alright. Yeah, that looks pretty okay. If you're asking me, the ground looks pretty decent. Maybe a little bit more green grass somewhere. Let's also select some long grass here. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. That looks pretty decent. Okay. Now we can move on to the plants. Okay, coverage. We're gonna go to nature. And from nature, we'll have to select a biome, aquatic and temperate. Then continent Asia. And then we can place them. Well, I was just thinking, I'll have a pine tree. Well, that might actually be really nice. Ooh, some bamboo is also pretty decent, I would say. Because no matter how you twist and turn it, it's still an Asian animal. But they don't have enough water anymore now? Just because I'm placing this? Okay. Well, it kind of makes sense. They have enough water now. I'm just gotta be careful that I don't get anything in the way of the water, basically. Okay, so something like that, I would say, I guess. So, looks pretty good. That isn't from the same environment as the animal. Scott spine. Wait. Wait, what? Ah, this is like hanging over the build. That's not what we want. There we go. I was like, wait, I have selected everything for them. This doesn't make any sense. Oh, cherry blossom tree, of course. Of course, we gotta get a cherry blossom tree in here. We have to. It's a Chinese animal. A cherry blossom tree has to be in there. Coastal mangrove, I mean, it's aquatic, but... Okay, Himalaya. Ooh, I like this a lot actually, ladies and gentlemen. I want to place this like right over there. How does that look? Tell me that this doesn't look good. Oh, Korean pine tree. This is like kind of what reminds me of how the culture is in Asia and how beautiful it is. I want to place it down, but it's too big, so let's not get it down in there. Okay, we do have to make sure that everything is perfect. Why are they all herding up here? That's weird. It's weird, but it's also kind of nice. Like it's a group animal apparently. Telephant, I mean, no, you can't place that. That's more African or whatever, in my opinion. A weeping willow, however, is perfect for this. I mean, the problem is the weeping willows are pretty big trees, and I don't think I can place that in there anymore. Maybe if I delete this one. I mean, that's pretty. I would rather have a weeping willow in here because weeping willow is really like aquatic. So I really just came into the realization that that's actually probably a better tree to put in here. And doesn't that look beautiful? Because if you look on the weeping willow, it's actually aquatic, temperate, and sometimes tropical, and grassland, but it's most aquatic. You always find these next to ponds and whatever. You got someone in the water as well. The water looks pretty good. Alright, how does this look? Quite honestly, I think it looks pretty good. I just want to add some few things like rocks now. But I think based on the plants, I think this looks pretty good. Okay. I'm gonna be needing to be very careful at the water that I don't get their water interrupted. Okay, the water is already a little bit too less now. I do think it doesn't look bad. A water rock edge here. Now I do have to get a little bit more water in here somewhere. We're good on water now, everything is looking decent. I'll just keep these rocks here like this. I think it looks pretty decent. Maybe one on top of it. Could work out. Looks pretty decent. Is everything okay for them? Yep. Yeah, just the hard shelter, but it's decent. Okay, so let's move on to the enrichments then. Food. So we're gonna get this ball here. Oh, that's laying on a weird spot, so let's just put it here. Hanging grazing feeder. It should be accessible. A large barrel feeder. Wait, what the hell? Why is there... Oh, you're sleeping. What the? I thought that was like hay or something. Jesus. Okay, then a melon. Ooh, the scarecrow. Inaccessible. Oh, it's accessible now. Let's see. Is he really accessible? Says it should be accessible. And then a veggie jelly cake. I think. Okay, no. Makes it look the rock looks really not healthy then. Alright, that looks pretty okay. It makes it look like a steep climb. I like it. Okay. They're still good on terrain and stuff. That's brilliant. Now we need toys, and they have a lot of toys actually. A grab ball. Herbivore scent marker maker. A large ball, apparently. A mud bath. I did not know they liked mud baths. Because that changes everything then. Okay, so these have to move 100% so that this can actually sit down here. Okay, and then I think let's go on these, and then what we'll just have to do is place it. Alright, something like that. Grab ball is over here. The mud bath is accessible. And it looks pretty good. The grazing ball, will move that over there. Honestly, the mud bath looks pretty good. It is laying in a little bit of an unfortunate spot next to their high, well, their hard shelter, but should be okay. Maybe I should place it here. Nah, let's keep it, let's keep it. And a rubbing pillar. They like a lot of toys and stuff. I did not expect that, actually. Is there anywhere that I can even place the rubbing pillar? Okay. Let's see it. It's accessible, okay. Honestly, not too bad. Then a scratching tree. Okay, that's kind of an issue. I did not I think that scratch trees would be needed, honestly. Yeah, this is not good, to say the least. Oh. Well, the scratching tree worked, but then the weeping willow is gonna need to basically get like over here. And now the weeping willow better not be into something. Okay. Honestly, it's looking good. The scratching tree is accessible. That's pretty good. We'll just place it there. And then they have another scratching tree that I gotta place somewhere. Oh, but where? That's gonna be the issue. You know what I kind of feel like doing? It's probably not gonna change much on And I'm probably not gonna be able to place it here anyway. No. Okay. Hmm. I mean, they already got one, which is pretty decent. Now a sprinkler. Of course, they would like sprinklers in. What the hell's going on over here? Oh, hell no. That's because of this tree, isn't it? Oh no. See what I can create from it. It's honestly not that bad. The rest, everything still looks pretty accessible. Okay, that's not looking bad. No. Needs to be a little bit more. No. Okay, so the sprinkler, where will I put the sprinkler? Maybe if I can. It says it's accessible, so that's good. And then they can also have a waterfall and metal frame. That's pretty cool. Oh, I really wanted to place it over here. Okay, it looks pretty cool, I would say. But it's inaccessible. That's sad. Now it says it's accessible. Hmm. Should still be accessible, okay. Honestly, it looks pretty cool. You can't argue, guys, that looks pretty decent. Terrain's still good, everything's still looking good. On Habitat they got all of this stuff, they got enough food. Enrichments, don't they? Yeah. They got plenty. Okay, that's actually pretty good then. The only thing I could still do then is check everything a last time, that nothing's floating or something. The gravel's already laying over here. Yep, that's exactly what I thought was happening. Okay, pretty cool. Also the water, I haven't changed the water, I see again. This is also looking pretty good over here. Okay, everything seems accessible. This has been used as well, so it's accessible. Scratching tree has not been used, but it is accessible. The mud bath is accessible. The scarecrow is 100% accessible. I'll even place him in the middle of the center there. Okay, that's good. So everything is accessible. So that's looking perfect. Okay, then on nature maybe I would like to place like some metals or something. Not too like subtle things. I could just like help fill it in a little bit more. Alright, and then I would say that that's probably it for this build. It looks pretty good. Everything should be accessible, which is perfect. I hope that they're gonna be using everything. Sprinkler has not been used yet. The waterfall and metal frame has not been used yet, but it should be accessible. So that's good. This has been used. This has also been used. This has also been used already. The mud bath has been used. They're using a lot of stuff already. The rubbing pillar has been once already used, so that's good. Okay, then I would say that it's time for the montage, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as you can see, everybody's doing good just on hard shelter, as you guys know. So yeah, that was this Père David's deer habitat build. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and then I will see you all into the montage and into the next video. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Alright everybody, that's gonna conclude it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and then I will see you all into the next one. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.